The MAC's most improved team looks to continue its turnaround tonight. Canisius takes on struggling Siena. Next on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. From the Times Union Center in Albany, New York, this is Siena College basketball on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel, and it's brought to you by Trustco Bank. Tonight, upstate rivals collide as the resurgent Golden Griffins of Canisius face the Saints of Siena. We welcome you here to the Times Union Center along with Tom Herter, Robert Lee. Pleased that you could join us on this Friday night. Tom, Saints struggling in a big way right now. They've lost 11 in a row, the second longest streak in school history. And more bad news, sophomore Rob Poole, in all likelihood, will not play tonight with the flu. He's the team's second leading scorer. The hits just keep on coming.
Yeah, and Rob's been such a consistent performer for Mitch Bonagero this season. He can score from the outside. He has the ability to get himself to the foul line. He's a glue guy. He defends. He gets loose basketballs. He will be sorely missed tonight.
Canisius, much improved this season. They won only 5 games all of last year. They already have 10 wins this year under new head coach Jim Barron. A big reason why, his son, junior transfer Billy Barron.
Yeah, it's really nice when a coach comes in and brings the best player to the team in his son with Billy Barron. Barron having a great season. He can score from the outside, control the tempo, and also he's very good at getting his teammates good shots.
This pregame show is sponsored by CDPHP. CDPHP, a plan for life. Right now, we're going to send it across the way and check in with a third member of our broadcast team, YNN's Marissa Jacks.
Hey, Robert. Well, with Rob Poole and Trinity Burdine both out, that obviously hurts the depth that Siena has, and it puts a lot on some of the younger guys. Mitch Bonagero says he likes the way Brett Bisping has been playing the last few games, but obviously he's not a guard, so that doesn't help there too much. He does like what Richard Dew was able to do in the Ryder game, but the other guy he talked about, Ryan Oliver, he says he's doing some things pretty well in practice, but we need to see that carry over to the games. We need to see more production out of him, so this might be one of those good games to get some of those guys in and get them some quality minutes. Robert?
All right, Marissa, thanks. And before the game, we talked to Siena head coach Mitch Bonagero, the All-Star Wine and Spirits, keys to the game.
Well, I think tonight we got to really move the ball and execute on the offensive end, and we got to make sure that we're we're pushing it too. I think we can get some easy baskets on them. Well, they were a high-powered offensive team. They got a lot of guys who can shoot. They're led by the coach's son, Billy Barron. So we got to play good perimeter defense.
Tom, you heard from Coach Bonagero. What do you see as some of the keys?
Well, Canisius is a great three-point shooting team, shooting over 40% on the season. So the Saints are really going to have to contain those three-point shooters for the Griffs. And offensively for the Saints, they need to continue to be aggressive. Mitch Bonagero talked about running. They just need to make sure that they're aggressive. If they get complacent and play in the half court, they've struggled to score this season. This could be a game where it's a shootout. Siena may need to score 70 points to beat this very good Canisius team.
MAC matchup in Albany on this Friday night. It's Canisius and Siena, and it's coming up next on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Time Warner Cable Sports Channel coverage of Siena College basketball is sponsored by Trustco Bank, your hometown bank. By HRS Construction, serving the greater Capital District. Visit our website at hrsconstruction.com. And by CDPHP. CDPHP, a plan for life.
Durham, North Carolina, number 5.
Back here at the Times Union Center, take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by HRS Construction. Visit their website, hrsconstruction.com. Canisius goes with 3 guards. Harold Washington, the team's leading scorer, Billy Barron, along with Isaac Sosa, Chris Manhertz, and Jordan Heath up front for the Griffs. And for Siena, different starting lineup tonight with Rob Poole not playing, Evan Himes. Rich Adu gets the start in Poole's place, along with Rakeem Brookins, Odie Anasicki, and Emo Silas on the front line for the Saints.
Staten Island, New York, number 1, Odie Anasicki.
Starting lineups have been introduced here at the Times Union Center. The lights will come back on, and we're just about set to go for this MAC matchup. You see the MAC standings right now. Canisius tied for the top spot at 3-1. Saints down at the bottom, 0-4. No time like the present to start moving up in the standings.
Well, this is the Saints' 16th game of the season, and they would have to play their best game to knock off the Griffs, who have to be the biggest surprise in the MAC. Definitely in the conference standings. They have one of the better out-of-conference victories over Temple on the road. So this is a very good Canisius team, and you worry about their size. They've got good size at the guard position where the Saints do not. And when you can shoot it well with size, it's hard for smaller guards to contest those threes. We talked about a big key, limiting the good three-point looks for the Griffs.
Canisius led by first-year head coach Jim Barron. 10 wins, 5 losses, 26th season overall. He's going for his 400th career win tonight. His career record, 399 and 374. So going for win number 400 tonight, Jim Barron. And there's Siena head coach Mitch Bonagiro in his 3rd season. 29 wins, 48 losses, 9th season overall, as they present the 1,000-point ball to Odie Anasicki, who scored his 1,000th point a few games back. And they'll give him a commemorative ball with his accomplishment. And Odie looking to lead his team to a much-needed victory tonight. Saints come in 2-13. 0-4 in the MAC, and notably 0-6 at home, their worst home start ever. Canisius 10-5 thus far. They have lost 2 of their last 3. They are 3-1 in conference play.
Siena with back-to-back home games tonight against Canisius, Sunday against St. Peter's. And a lot of times teams just want to get to their home floor so they can get back into the winning ways. But this Times Union Center has not been kind to the Saints so far this year.
Tay Fisher out on the court of the Harlem Globetrotters, now known as Firefly. Tay will throw up a jump ball. Tay, a senior on that 2008 MAC championship team. Little pump fake there, and then he does throw it up.
OD even won that tip.
Once again, let's hear it for Tay, Firefly Fisher.
Tay Fisher in the house here tonight.
I think he just set a record, a Harlem Globetrotter record for most 4-point baskets in a game.
10 in a row, I think. I don't even know what constitutes a 4-point basket, but whatever it is, it sounds like pretty tough.
He's always had that great smile, great way about him. Not surprised he moved on to the entertainment side of the basketball industry. A good home for Tay Fisher, good person. Had a great game against Vanderbilt in the NCAA tournament.
Jordan Heath will jump it up with Odie Anasicki. Our officials tonight, Gary Prager, Guy Pagano, and Clarence Armstrong. Ball's in the air, and the tip is won for the first time this season by Siena's opponent, Jordan Heath.
A little off-centered toss right there by Gary Prager, but Canisius will try to draw first blood.
Man-to-man D here for Siena. Change up from what they've been going with most of the season. Three-pointer is good. Isaac Sosa starts it the right way for Canisius.
His 45th three-point field goal of the season, shooting a pretty high percentage from downtown. That improves upon his 44% percentage.
3rd in the MAC at 44%, averaging almost 3 three-pointers a game, and gives Canisius the early lead. Adu getting the start. He does have his right thumb wrapped up. He injured that in practice yesterday. Makes it difficult for him to catch the ball. He'll shoot a three. Way off the mark. Rebound, Silas. Hook shot is up and in.
Emo Silas ever active. He fed Adu for the deep shot and then crashed the boards. Emo has a lot of upside. Great activity for any coach.
Saints quickly into the zone defense after one possession. They lob it down low. Manhurts lays it up and in.
Good high-low right there for the Griffs. Manhurts, he is a physical power forward, and he is a handful at 6'6", 235 pounds.
He is second in the conference in rebounding behind the nation's leading rebounder, Siena's Odi Anisicki. 5-2, Griffs off to the quick start.
And you can hear Jim Barron screaming from the sideline, go under the screen, do not go over the screen. So they're giving the Saints perimeter players the three-point shot.
Silas, another strong move. He's got all 4 points for Siena.
Good job of facing up on his bigger defender.
Washington triggers the three and got it. Harold Washington as Canisius shooting the lights out early on. They lead it 8-4.
3 for 3 so far.
And a couple of three-pointers as well. Washington, also a 44% three-point shooter, second in the MAC. Adu's injury is to his shooting hand. The Saints feed Silas again. Emo Silas can't get the hook shot to go, and Manhurts the board. Barron yet to take a shot. Canisius is leading scorer, number 12, with the ball. Also leads the conference in assists, 5.5 a game. So not only scoring the ball well, but passing to his teammates and getting them involved. Sosa, nice feed to Manhurts, who missed the dunk. Anisicki the board. Anisicki one-on-one. They do not double him. Now they do. OD to the baseline. Has a shot spiked. OD wanted the goaltending call. He will get a foul called on Manhurts. It'll be his first.
And whatever the call is, OD didn't like it. Oh, that could have definitely been goaltending.
They'll send OD to the line where he is a 43% free throw shooter. OD coming off one of his poorest games of the season, just 3 points on 1 out of 7 shooting against Ryder. Did have 8 rebounds in that game along with 3 steals. OD missed the first. Anisicki, 5th all-time at Siena in rebounding. Came into the game with exactly 900 career boards and is the nation's leading rebounder again so far this season.
Zone defense for the Saints. They come out of their man-to-man defense pretty quickly. Canisius with that hot start in the early going. Difficult team to throw a zone at because they have so many outside shooters.
Barron floating three-pointer is good. And tough shot.
That's one of them.
Billy Barron, 40% from beyond the arc. And to your point, can the Saints stay in that zone, especially how small they are at the top of it, with this army of three-point shooters?
Saints need to go inside to OD. He's having a good battle with Manhurts, and usually the offensive guy will draw fouls.
Adu off the mark on the three. You got to wonder his shooting touch with that huge wrap on his thumb. Barron tried to pass it down low to Heath, ends up throwing it out of bounds. A turnover and a timeout. Canisius quickly out to an 11-5 lead on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Need a mortgage? No points, no PMI, no tax escrow, no broker fees, flexible lending options, and low mortgage rates.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here you go, breakfast sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts.
What's in it?
Turkey sausage.
Turkey what?
It's good. You'll like it. Try it.
Amazing. Dunkin's new turkey sausage breakfast sandwich. Surprising the great sausage taste with under 400 calories. Try one today. America runs on Dunkin'.
She's in a meeting. Could you call back in 15? Not now. Nope. No. Sorry. Love to, but can't. I'm sorry, she's very busy.
Enjoy the rich taste of Dunkin' mocha lattes and coffees. Now in dark chocolate. Indulge in one today. America runs on Dunkin'.
Free interest-bearing checking accounts, free debit cards, and completely free use of over 50,000 ATMs worldwide, plus pre-wards, which earn you cash back. Move your money to Trustco Bank.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
11-5, Canisius with the lead over Siena. A Time Warner Cable Sports Channel mystery was solved earlier today when Scott and Jay Way, a couple of members of the crew, found the producer's car keys. Good job by them. Good job by Canisius so far. Those keys have been missing for a couple months. Familiar kid there. Saw him last night.
Saw him about an hour ago.
Tom Herter, son of Tom Herter. We saw him on our airwaves, and that's Brandon Fisher, who played for Shen last night as well in our Shaker Shen doubleheader. A terrific night at the Alumni Recreation Center last night. Such an emotional night and a great night with so much money being raised for the scholarship funds.
Yeah, just tremendous support for those two families who obviously lost a loved one. I'm not sure how they do it, how those great people were able to hold themselves together, but last night was, I think, a great testament to the support the entire community, the entire Albany area has shown the Rivers family.
Ryan Oliver has checked in for Rich Adu. Josiah Heath, brother of Jordan Heath, has joined his brother on the court. Anasicki double teamed to the right elbow. Saints offense turns it over. Isaac Sosa the steal. Feeds it ahead, Billy Barron. Knocked away by Himes. Nice look to Heath, who lays it in.
Great presence on the court right there by Barron. Even with the loose basketball, he knew where his teammates were for the easy bucket.
Josiah Heath, his first two of the game, averaging about 3.5 a game, a sophomore from Rochester. His brother Jordan Heath averages almost 10 points a game. He's a junior.
Rakeem Brookins yet to attempt a field goal.
Oliver, the feed to Silas. Emo muscles it up and draws the foul. He's been very aggressive offensively early on.
He's been very aggressive, and he covers a lot of ground with such ease. Nice pass by Ryan Oliver. And you see right there, even with the step through, he just eludes defenders with a pivot foot, and he's able to explosively go off the bounce by bigger defenders. I've said it already once this telecast, Emo Silas with a tremendous amount of upside. He's a very raw basketball player, but you see glimpses of a kid that could really be special.
Misses the first free throw. He's a sophomore from Nigeria by way of the Holderness School in New Hampshire, averaging about 2 points and 3 rebounds in 16 minutes a game. And has 4 of Siena's 5 points so far. Does not add to that total here. Billy Barron the board. Mentioned Rob Poole not playing tonight with the flu. He is not even in the building. Three-pointer. First three-pointer Canisius has missed. Oliver the rebound.
Is that their first shot they've missed? No, that's their second, but it seems like it.
They had a dunk. An attempted dunk that didn't go down.
They got to stop those easy ones.
Anasicki is fouled. He called on Josiah Heath.
Both Siena post players not able to establish position with their back to the basket, have gone to facing up, using their quickness. Good move right there by the senior OD Anasicki.
Brett Bisping into the game for Emo Silas. Bisping coming on strong, a career-high 9 points against Ryder on Sunday. Also had 5 rebounds and 3 steals in that game. Bisping, the freshman from Morton, Illinois. Another foul will be called against Canisius. I believe they're going to get Josiah Heath.
I'm going to let you figure out the difference between the two of them. I'm just going to say that's one of the Heath brothers fouling O.D. Anasicki. And I said it a moment ago, a lot of times the advantage is going to go to the offensive player when you have two guys really getting into each other. We've seen already O.D. Anasicki getting into it with Manhertz, and that time one of the Heath brothers.
Brookins lays it up and in. 4 fouls already against the Griffs, none against Siena. Saints trail 11-7.
And I like Rakeem's first shot attempt was a high percentage one. He was patient, didn't force things, took something with an aggressive move.
Great look to Manhertz from Barron.
And that time he does not miss the dunk.
Billy Barron, a beautiful pass.
Well, good job of coming off the high screen against the 2-3 zone and finding the offensive player in the short corner. Manhertz along the baseline, easy to get the easy one.
Anasicki, they're slow to double him. Now they will get it out for Brookins. Missed the three. Himes the long rebound. Has Oliver open in the corner. He'll shoot a double clutch three. And the rebound, Harold Washington. Has Sosa ahead. Beautiful pass. Reverse layups up and in.
Nice play by Sosa. Good job of Canisius aggressively getting the long rebound and forcing the attack, taking it to the Saints in the early going. Canisius has been everything as advertised as they get out to a quick 10-point lead.
Saints 3 out of 8 from the field. Canisius 7 out of 9 already. 78%. With a lot of great passing as well.
And they're being aggressive right there in transition. We've seen them make 3-point field goals in the early going, showing that they have very good shooters. A team shooting 40% from the 3-point line, but they're also a team that likes to run when the opportunity presents itself. There was no hesitation right there for Washington, pushing the ball up the floor, and Sosa really filling the lane extremely well. This is a team for Canisius. The game at the offensive end looks like it comes easy. And for Siena, a team coming into the game averaging just 57.9 points per game, the offensive end has not come easy to the Saints this season.
Canisius has 6 assists on 7 made field goals. Saints trying to withstand this early charge by the Griffs. 17-7. Wild shot and an offensive foul on Rakeem Brookins.
Tough call right there. Either way, tough call. Offensive player trying to jump around the defender as Rakeem did.
Barron is really a big kid. 6'2", 195-pound point guard. Was the leading scorer at Rhode Island last year, where his dad was the coach. Transferred to Canisius this season. Another foul. Billy Barron.
Well, the arm extended. And I can see why Billy Barron doesn't like the call, but when the arm extends, and you know what? Evan Himes at 145 pounds soaking wet, he's going to bounce off a kid the size of Billy Barron. You just talked about how physical he is, and that is simply because the arm extended. If he didn't extend the arm, I'm not sure there's a foul called at all, and Evan still bounces off.
Himes, the long three. It's good.
Assist Rakeem Brookins.
Himes gets on the board. His first 3 of the game's really been struggling shooting the ball of late. Almost a steal. Into the game, Freddie Esprilla, a senior transfer from Kansas State. Long three on the way by Reggie Groves. Rebounded, though, by Sosa. Sosa. Count it. Isaac Sosa with 8 points already.
That's a deep shot right there. That's kind of a killer because the Saints, they were doing well defensively. They give up the offensive rebound on the weak side. And, of course, it has to be a freshman giving up that offensive rebound, Ryan Oliver. And then, of course, as good teams do, Canisius makes the Saints pay.
Evan Himes answers back with a three-pointer.
You know, Evan Himes is a streaky shooter. He may be shooting percentage-wise 27% from downtown this season, but he is a kid that can really score a lot of points in bunches.
Isaac Sosa finally misses a three. Oliver all alone for the rebound. Evan Himes, 8 points in a row.
He has that explosiveness to him. He's a kid that is just tough to keep in front of you. He's so quick, and when he gets hot, no one can stop him.
Really, in this stretch, for one of the few times this year, as Barron jacks up a long three. Rebounded by Anasicki. Himes looking like he did in his terrific freshman season. And you see, he thought about shooting that from about 30 feet away.
And you know what? I would have, because that's the type of play that gets the crowd into the game if you hit a deep one, and that's within his range, especially moving to the basket.
Barron coast to coast. And a foul on Brett Bisping and a timeout. 10:25 left first half. Canisius by 5. Siena point guard Evan Himes, who had such a great rookie season, turning back the clock a little bit early on here.
Yeah, feed the pig. When he's making shots, get him the basketball. He is such a streaky scorer for Mitch Bonagero. He's a kid right now, you have to find ways to get him scoring opportunities. He's manufactured those on his own. Now you got to kind of feed him a little bit. Give him a couple open looks because he's feeling it.
He's 3 out of 3 from the field for 8 points, including a couple of three-pointers, which we saw there. Also has a rebound and an assist. .25 left first half. Robert Lee, Tom Herter, Marissa Jacks, our Time Warner Cable Sports Channel crew with you from Albany, New York. We welcome those of you checking out the Rally Nuns from all across the Empire State. New York City up through the Hudson Valley, the Capital Region, and now through Central and Western New York on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Appreciate you tuning in on this Friday night in mid-January. To the line will be Billy Barron after the timeout, an 85% free throw shooter, 4th in the MAC. Canisius has had 5 players score already. Saints have had 4. Anasicki yet to attempt a field goal. Siena's leading scorer. Billy Barron checks out of the game. Harold Washington in. Barron with 5 points. Three-quarter court pressure now from the Griffs. Won just 5 games a season ago. We're 5-25 and 1-17 in the MAC. Brought in a new head coach, Jim Barron. He's got him at 10-5 and 3-1 in conference play. So already well ahead of pace, needless to say, from where they were last year. And they go with a zone defense here. Saints passing it around the perimeter. Brookins buries the long three.
Well, the offense didn't manufacture that shot. That was just one-on-one basketball. Saints took about 30 seconds to get that shot off. Ball never got inside the 24 feet. So Rakeem Brookins bailing out the offense a little bit right there.
5 points for Rakeem past the midway point of the first half. As Prela. Reggie Groves a three. Knocks it down.
The Griffs have seemed to have had an answer, especially from long range, every time the Saints draw close.
Groves 41% from beyond the arc. As Tom mentioned, this team as a whole shooting unbelievably this season. 40% from three-point range, in the top 15 nationally and first in the MAC. Brookins. And the board away to Manhertz.
You know, and the last shot was out of necessity. That shot really wasn't for the Saints, and Rakeem has struggled from the three-point line, just 20% on the season.
Stolen by Bisping. Up end to Himes. He'll lay it up and in.
Nice pass by Rakeem Brookins. Nice deflection by Brett Bisping. You like to see the activity at the defensive end for the Saints in the zone.
Himes with 10 points. Saints pulled to within 5. Have never led in this game. Groves way off the mark on the three. Long rebound, Anasicki. Bisping the three. Board actually hit the floor, and Washington comes up with a rebound. Sosa travel.
Coach Mitch Bonagero helping out the official over there. That's a reaction.
Emo Silas into the game for Brett Bisping. Billy Barron back in along with Jordan Heath.
Both teams going to their bench pretty frequently in the first half. Really the only player for the Saints that hasn't gotten in, that has played some meaningful minutes this year, is Davis Martin, still on the bench. But again, Rob Poole not in the lineup for the Saints. Trinity Burdine not in the lineup. Two guys in the playing group all season long.
Silas almost turned it over, and Anasicki is hacked. And a timeout. Canisius leads it by 5 from the Times Union Center in Albany. (25-20) Canisius with the lead over Siena. It's Tay Fisher, now of the Harlem Globetrotters, doing some work out there. Probably tougher than it looks out there.
Made it look easy, right?
Canisius shooting 60% from the field, 9 out of 15. Saints 50%, 8 out of 16. Griffs 5 out of 10 from beyond the arc. Canisius has turned it over 4 times. Siena only 2 times thus far.
Canisius 8 assists on 9 field goals. The Saints 4 assists on 8 field goals. Evan Himes 4 for 4 from the field. And I think the biggest shot stat that jumps out at you, O.D. Anasicki yet to attempt a field goal. He's been fouled on 2 missed field goal attempts.
And he'll go to the line here where he's 1 for 2. The team is 1 for 4. Saints one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the country this year, although they have been improving of late. OD makes the first. Saints off to an 0-4 MAC start for the second time ever. 03-04, the only other time that happened. They've never started the MAC 0-5. come into the game on an 11-game losing streak as OD makes them both. Siena's pulled to within 3.
Closest it's been since 5-2 in the early going.
Barron thought about the 3. Instead, it's Washington running down the lane. Rebound controlled by Oliver for Siena.
And that was just too easy right there for the Griffs. Washington, a little jab step, and he eluded Evan Himes at the top and got into the paint.
Anasicki backing in as Prila. Banks a hook shot. Jordan Heath the rebound. Man-to-man D for Siena. Washington takes it to the basket, missed the layup, followed in by Esprilla.
Well, Emo Silas went for the block, and that left Esprilla wide open to attack the rim on the miss.
Extends the lead back to 5. Man-to-man D most of the way for the Golden Griffins. And a foul against Siena. Emo Silas picks it up, his first.
Illegal screen. I say that with a question mark.
Appears to have been the call with 6:20 left to go in the first half, and Canisius leading at 27-22. Saints have never led. They close out on Washington quickly. Sosa's been on the bench for quite some time. He got off to a quick start for Coach Jim Barron. Billy Barron, all the way to the basket, has his shot goaltended.
A shot that was not going to go in. And you see Barron with the strength to just turn the corner on Evan Himes.
7 points now for Billy Barron. Extends the lead back to 7. Griffs led by as much as 10. Himes free throw line jumper. It's good.
Great job of setting a ball screen where contact was made both by Anasicki and Himes using that high ball screen. Evan open for the medium range shot. Very good call with the travel as well. Turnover for the Griffs, their 5th of the game.
Evan Himes 5 out of 5 from the field for 12 points. And this for a player who hurt his shin in practice yesterday and had been shooting very poorly over the last 7 games. He has been red hot here early on against Canisius. Gets that screen again, shoots it again, scores again.
Canisius, they're being told to go behind the ball screen. That time Washington trailed it, and Evans, a quick basketball player, able to get to the paint. And he was good in that he took his time, figured out if the help defender was coming, and just hit the floating shot.
14 now for Himes. It's almost stolen by Anasicki. Coach Bonagiro saying it went off a Canisius player after Anasicki tipped it. It will stay with the Griffs.
I like the fact that Gary Prager checked with another official.
Isaac Sosa back in for Reggie Groves. 3-point game here. 5 minutes left in the first half. The zone is really extended, but they leave Sosa. Heath tried for a wild follow jam. That would have been spectacular.
I thought that was a pass.
3-pointer. Rebound run down by Brookins. Washington off the mark there. Saints can tie with a 3. Himes will shoot it. Finally missed the shot. Silas the rebound and tied up a jump ball. Arrow will favor Siena.
I know the crowd doesn't like the call. I don't mind it. I know those 2 athletes going up and getting the basketball. Esprilla actually was up over the top. I'm not sure there was contact. may have been at the end, but you know what? Let the athletes play.
Manhertz checks back in for Esprilla. Saints can tie with a 3.
Saints will run Kansas.
Oliver. The board tap to Himes, the smallest player on the court, and Billy Barron comes away with it. Sosa. Good fight for the rebound by Brookins. It'll go to Siena in a timeout. Mitch Bonagiro gives Brookins a high 5 as he outworked a much larger player. Saints down by 3.
Warner Cable Sports Channel. Time Warner Cable Sports Channel coverage of Siena College basketball is sponsored by Trustco Bank, your hometown bank. By HRS Construction, serving the greater Capital District. Visit our website at hrsconstruction.com. And by CDPHP. CDPHP, a plan for life.
29-26, Canisius with the lead over Siena. Saints lead the all-time series with Canisius 50-37. It's the most wins Siena has against any one school. Saints have won 3 in a row. 13 of the last 14 overall between the two schools. And of note, Siena has beaten Canisius 8 in a row here at the Times Union Center, or the Pepsi Arena as it was known before that. These two teams will actually play again very soon. Next Saturday out in Canisius, or at Canisius in Buffalo. Next Saturday, these two teams will play again. Himes, Oliver, Brookins, Anasicki, and Silas for the Saints. Man-to-man D for the Griffs. Saints will reset here with 12 on the shot clock. Himes blows by his defender, almost turned it over, and stays with Siena with 8 on the shot clock.
That's kind of a glimpse of the explosiveness of Evan Himes. He went from about 2 feet outside the top of the key down to the dotted line in the paint in a blur.
Gets it in for Brookins. 5 to shoot. Knocked out of bounds. Canisius basketball. Griffs have Sosa, Jordan Heath, Manhertz, Barron, and Washington.
Saints will stay zone.
Nice high-low look to Manhertz. He missed the layup. Awkward shot, Silas the rebound.
Good job of contesting the shot without fouling was O.D. Anasicki, an aggressive rebound by Silas.
Himes turns it over. Run out coming up for Canisius 3-on-1. Sosa full speed. Missed the layup. And then Oliver lost the rebound out of bounds, but good defense by Oliver there.
Sometimes no defense is good defense. That time it was.
Christian Lebanon will check into the game.
Sosa expecting contact, expecting Oliver to contest his shot.
Chris Lepinen from CBA here in Albany has not played in many, many games since the very start of the season. Playing in his 8th game this year, Barron is fouled on the jumper.
Got him on the arm, got him on the elbow.
Lepinen the foul, his first. And it'll put Billy Barron at the free throw line. So with Poole out of the lineup with the flu and Adu hampered by that hurt thumb, Lepinen getting playing time here as Barron makes the first. Into the game, Reggie Groves for Isaac Sosa. Barron 3 out of 3 from the line thus far. Knew he had missed that one, gets his own rebound, but was out of bounds.
And OG Anisicki giving his teammates little words of wisdom. No one boxed the shooter.
Full court press now from Canisius. And it almost leads to a turnover. Awkward, ugly sequence here. Saints do break it, though. They have a 2-on-1. Oliver, offensive foul on Ryan Oliver. Had Silas wide open. Himes in for Lepinen. Good job by Heath. Isaac Sosa back in for Reggie Groves. Saints struggling to score again, but staying in it by holding down high-scoring Canisius. The Griffs averaging 75 points a game this year, have only 30 right now with 2:20 left. Washington banks it off glass and in.
Again, a physical guard. Washington just going right at Rakeem Brookins, taking him down low, close to the basket. And obviously we're hoping that's a Charlie horse type of shot.
Looks like they may have hit knees because Washington looks like he's hurt also. Although he's in better shape than Brookins right now.
He's still standing.
So Brookins being tended to, the sophomore from Philadelphia. Canisius off to a good start, as we mentioned this year, 10-5. Wins over teams like St. Bonaventure, most notably Temple. They beat Temple on the road. Losses at Syracuse, at UNLV. No shame in either of those, a couple of ranked teams. Interestingly, they played 4 MAC games. They've already played the same 2 teams twice, Fairfield and Marist. They're done with those 2 teams after 4 games. Rakeem's got to go out of the game. It looks like he'll go to the locker room, which will bring Rich Adu back in for Siena.
We hope Rakeem Brookins comes back.
Emo Silas with the ball. Nice feed for Anisicki, who still only has 1 field goal attempt. Has it knocked away. Turns it over.
Tough pass to catch for any post player. Really at his knees. Bounce pass may have gotten through.
7 turnovers now for Siena. It's been one of their main problems all season.
Defensively, the Saints have done a good job keeping the Griffs in somewhat check.
6-point lead right now. Good D by Oliver on Sosa. Really extending that zone to take away open 3-point shots. Barron will drive to the basket. Followed up and no good. Good fight for the board by Silas. Himes has got it. He's hit in the eye. So Brookins already went down with a knee injury moments ago, and then Himes sort of inadvertently hit in the eye. Looks like by Manhertz.
Oh, good job of Manhertz going over, checking on, making sure he's all right. Good show of sportsmanship. You like that?
Ideally, Evan does not wear contacts.
And Emo Silas, you know, the first shot attempt, he tried to block that from about 8 feet away. I think if he just holds his ground and gets the rebound, the Saints may have come up with that missed shot the first time.
This is coming back to shades of last year for Siena when they only had 6 players. Who's left? Brookins just went to the locker room. Himes is going to have to come out of the game here, at least temporarily.
Well, Jim Barron, as any experienced coach would do, sees that Evan Himes is going out of the game. Rakeem Brookins already out of the game. He's going to throw some full court press at the Saints and see if the likes of Christian Leppinen and Rich Adu and Ryan Oliver, those young guards,
three freshmen,
if they can break the press.
With Silas, a sophomore who's never played before this year, so basically a freshman experience-wise with one senior, Anasicki. Trying to trap Leppinen. Saints do get it across. They've got a 3-on-2. Adu had it knocked away from behind and turns it over.
Well, he did a good job of finding the middle. You like Christian Leppinen in that position because he wasn't flustered. He expected the trap, got the ball to the middle to Richard Adu, but Richard's got to kind of feel the defense coming from behind him. He didn't do that, and that's what caused the turnover.
Foul is called against Siena. I think they're going to get Emo Silas. That'll be his second. The Saints have turned it over on 5 consecutive possessions. Both teams with 6 fouls now. With under a minute left. Barron. Oh my. Oh my. Jordan Heath, almost a spectacular dunk. And then traveling was Reggie Groves.
Yeah, what's impressive about Billy Barron is he's always looking to score, but he's not channel driven. He's not just going up every time to shoot. He's going up knowing where his teammates are and if they're open. And that's a great drop-off pass that almost was a highlight reel dunk.
Saints break the pressure. Oliver high dribble. Almost the 6th consecutive turnover for Siena with 30 seconds left.
And the Saints right now, they're attacking, drawing multiple defenders, and they're not sharing the basketball. That's the second time we've seen Ryan Oliver force a 2-on-1 attempt instead of finding his teammate, that time O.D. Anasicki, wide open.
Another turnover. Washington lays it in.
We've seen a bunch of times Canisius in this game go up on one side and finish on the other to avoid a block shot.
Saints have not gotten a shot up in what feels like about 2 or 3 minutes. 7 seconds left. Anasicki is fouled. And he'll go to the line for 1 and 1.
Well, the Saints had several possessions to cut into a 3-point deficit, but Canisius have rattled off 5 straight points over the last 2.5 minutes, along with those 5 or 6 straight turnovers for the Saints.
Into the game, Brett Bisping replacing Emo Silas, who will check out with 2 fouls. Himes and Brookins in the locker room right now. So the Saints, literally all their guards, with the exception of walk-on Stephen Cruz, are on the court right now. Canisius just 2 for their last 11 field goals over the last 6 minutes. Otherwise, this game could be a lot more lopsided as Anasicki missed the second. Manhurst from 3-quarter court. That's the end of the first half. Canisius leads at 34-27.
Well, considering the players out of the lineup, considering the players that left the lineup, the Saints are down just 7 against a 3-1 MAC team, Canisius.
Let's head over to Marissa.
Thanks, guys. We're here with head coach Mitch Bonagero. Mitch, let's first talk about the defense playing very well. You guys extended that zone a little bit. I know you worked a lot this week on that, and that's really shutting down this usually high-powered offense.
Yeah, the zone was very effective. We played it well. We just, right there at the end, we just had a couple of ill-advised turnovers.
Mitch, a couple of big injuries, obviously, to Rakeem and Evan. That just happened. Do you have any update? Do you think they'll be back in the second half?
Let's find out at the half what's going on, Marissa. I really don't know.
All right, Mitch, we'll let you get back there. Robert, let's send it back to you guys.
All right, Marissa, thanks. Score at halftime is Canisius 34, Siena 27. We're back with the halftime show after this.
Second all-time leading scorer in USA Women's Soccer. Abby Wambach is a game changer. But so is Louise, Health Benefits Administrator for her company. She chose MVP Healthcare. More than 30 years strong, with nationally recognized quality and customer service. Well played, Louise. Well played. Game-changing plans for game-changing employers. Learn more at discovermvp.com.
Mark Thomas Men's Apparel, 5 Metro Park Road, right behind the Macaroni Grill on Wolf Road. The finest men's clothing store in the Capital District. Quality clothing for today's well-dressed man. The best Italian and American suits, sport coats, and sportswear from some of today's top designers. All our alterations are included in our own on-site tailor shop. Mark Thomas Men's Apparel, 5 Metro Park Road, right behind the Macaroni Grill on Wolf Road.
On and off the court, Mark Thomas is in for the winning look all season.
Where do you go for the Capital Region's finest selection of wine and spirits at super low prices? Make All-Star Wine and Spirits and Latham Farms your destination of choice. With over 20,000 square feet and thousands of selections, it's easy to see why at All-Star you don't have to look like a warehouse to have warehouse prices.
Here you go. Breakfast sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts.
What's in it? Turkey sausage. Turkey what?
It's good. You'll like it. Try it.
Amazing. Dunkin's new turkey sausage breakfast sandwich. Surprising the great sausage taste with under 400 calories. Try one today. America runs on Dunkin'.
She's in a meeting. Could you call back in 15? Not now. Nope. No. Sorry. Love to, but can't. I'm sorry. She's very busy.
Enjoy the rich taste of Dunkin' mocha lattes and coffees. Now in dark chocolate. Indulge in one today. America runs on Dunkin'.
All-Star Wine and Spirits and Latham Farms is the place to go for all your holiday cheer, featuring some of the lowest prices in the Capital Region, thousands of selections, and the finest atmosphere. It's no wonder so many people have found that at All-Star, you don't have to look like a warehouse to have warehouse prices.
Halftime at the Times Union Center in Albany with Canisius leading Siena 34-27. It's brought to you by Trustco Bank. We welcome those of you watching on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel all across New York State. Robert Lee and Tom Herter back with you. Saints got off to a decent start, pulled to within 3, but fell behind again under a flurry of turnovers late in the first half.
Yeah, turnovers killed them late. They ended up in the first half with 9 turnovers. But considering Canisius started the game off 7 of 9 from the field in the early going, this is not that bad for Siena. It looked like it had the workings of a blowout. With behind Evan Himes, the Saints got back into this game, and now they find themselves in a battle down just 7.
Evan Himes leading the way with 14 points. He's playing very well.
Shooting very well from the field, 6 of 8, so he's feeling it. And again, Evan Himes is a volume scorer. He needs a lot of shots to sometimes to get points. In tonight's game, he's very efficient, shooting 6 for 8, like I just said.
Marissa Jax is with us tonight. Marissa, what did you see out there in the first half?
Well, I definitely agree with Tom. It looked like it could be a long night for Siena when we started this out. Canisius was shooting very well, but then Siena really buckled down and started getting into guys in that zone. And that was something that Mitch Bonagero had talked about this week earlier with us, was that they were really working on that zone defense, because he knows with 2 smaller guards it had been an issue before, but then Siena really started to play well and started to feel it a little bit. The other thing that I saw that I liked is Siena making good decisions on when to run the ball and when to slow it down. Now, this is a team that has a lot of guards usually who are healthy and they can run the ball, and we all know that they want to run a little bit more, but I think today in this game so far in the first half, they've made really good decisions when to do that. It led to some easy buckets for them, and then they knew enough when to kind of pull back and get into the half court. I think that's another big reason why Siena is in this right now. Robert?
All right, Marissa, thank you. And Tom, really one of the big question marks of the second half is the health of Evan Himes and Rakeem Brookins. Evan poked in the eye. Rakeem looked like he hit knees with a Canisius player. And if they can't go in the second half, the Saints may really face a lot of pressure.
Well, Christian Lepinen will have to come to the rescue for Mitch Bonagero. But if you lose those two players, that's 3 starters, your entire backcourt out of the game against a very good Canisius team. So nothing has come easy for this Saints team all season long. They're in the midst of an 11-game losing streak. So they're going to have to overcome a lot of hurdles in the second half for them to knock this Canisius team off.
Take a break here on the halftime show. Canisius leads Siena 34-27. We've got plenty more coming up from the Times Union Center right after this. Gordon Griffins lead the Saints by 7 at halftime. It's brought to you by Trustco Bank here from the Times Union Center in Albany as we head over to Marissa with a former Siena great.
Hey, Robert, this is always one of my favorite interviews of the year. Tay Firefly Fisher, former Siena standout, current Harlem Globetrotter. And Tay, I know you guys are coming back to town on February 3rd, so you're here kind of promoting that. How exciting is it for you to come back here where you played your college career, but to be so close to home, too, with Kingston? I know a lot of people come up.
It feels good. Anytime I can come back home for friends and family and people who've been following my career, it's always good. I wouldn't mind handing down a couple 4-pointers for all my people that come watch me play and show them a little bit of what I'm doing. So I'm excited about it, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I don't think any of us will ever forget your 6 threes in the MAC championship game, and then you had 6 after that against Vanderbilt in the win there in the NCAA tournament. But what's this 4-pointer all about? You just set some record, didn't you?
Yeah, I made 10 4-pointers in a row last week, and 2 years ago when we put the 4-pointer in, I made 16 in one game. So, I mean, as long as I make one, I'm fine with that because I know if I make one, I can go on a streak. And anybody that's been following my career know I can do that. So hopefully I can bring that. But I know for sure my entertainment is going to be there.
Absolutely. We hope to see 10 when you're here on February 3rd. Now, Tay, you could have gone and played overseas, and a lot of former Siena guys have done that, and they're doing very well for themselves. Now, 4 years into this, do you have any regrets about the decision that you made taking a shot with the Globetrotters?
Absolutely not. This is the decision I wanted to make. I feel like a lot of people can play overseas. A lot of people can play in other leagues. Not many people can be a Harlem Globetrotter. So I wanted to separate myself. I wanted to wear the red, white, and blue. I wanted to travel the world. And most importantly, I wanted to entertain people people so they can still watch me play, and I'm doing that right now.
How often are you guys on the road, and what are some of the more memorable places that you guys have been to?
I've been to over 40 countries in my 4 years, and we're on the road at least 8-9 months out of the year. And the most recent country that I've been to was Afghanistan, entertaining the troops, and it was the first time in the 87-year Globetrotter history that we've been to Afghanistan, so it's always a great thing.
What a great thing you guys are doing. And Tay, last question. I saw you talking to some of the Siena players. Obviously, this team struggling a little bit right now. What did you say to some of those guys, especially some of the younger guys you don't know?
They just got to keep going. When I was on the team, my first year, we were 6-24. So, I mean, if anything, that 6-24 made me stronger, and I know it's going to make them stronger. They just got to keep going.
All right, I know you really worked on those ball handling skills. We want to see a little something. What do you got?
Well, I'll show you a little something. All you got to do is put your finger up just like this. That's all you got to do.
I'm nervous. I have long fingernails.
There you go.
Oh, look at that! I'm in. I'm in. Sign me up. Harlem Globetrotters. I'm coming. I can hit the 4-pointer too, I think, right?
Yeah,
Tay Fisher, you are the best. Thank you so much, Robert. Let's send it back to you.
All right, Marissa, great job. A new skill learned from Marissa Jackson. We hope the Globetrotters take it easy on my favorite team, the Washington Generals. 34-27, Canisius leads Siena. Back with more after this. Let's take another look at that action from before the commercial. Maybe we should start calling her Superfly. Marissa Jax. Great job spinning the ball there. Long fingernails or not.
I was just going to say, she was immediately concerned about the long fingernails.
Saints actually out shooting Canisius 46% to 43. Both teams about the same from beyond the arc. Free throws, not a huge difference there. Canisius out rebounding Siena. Saints with those 9 turnovers really hurting their cause late in that first half. Canisius with only 6. Second half is coming up. Canisius leads it by 7 on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Time Warner Cable's by HR Bank, your hometown bank. Time Warner Cable Sports Channel coverage of Siena College basketball is sponsored by Trustco Bank, your hometown bank. By HRS Construction, serving the greater Capital District. Visit our website at hrsconstruction.com. And by CDPHP. CDPHP, a plan for life.
34-27, Canisius leads Siena as we get set to start the second half. Robert Lee, Tom Herter, the newest member of the Harlem Globetrotters, Marissa Jacks in the box, perhaps we could call her, and our Time Warner Cable Sports Channel crew.
Bishop Howard Hubbard, once again, they're here to support the Saints.
All joining you from the Times Union Center in the state capital of New York, Albany.
Having a conversation with Father Kevin.
Surely what they're discussing is a little more important than what we're discussing.
Wonder if they have anything in common.
Evan Himes just came out of the locker room as let's head over to Marissa.
Yeah, guys, speaking about Evan Himes, he is coming out to the bench right now. He does have contacts. He was poked in the eye, and part of the problem right now is that eye is swelling up. So they have ice on it. They're going to see if they can get that swelling down and maybe get him back into the game. In terms of Rakeem Brookins, he did hurt his knee a little bit, but he came out right away and was working out, taking some shots, and he looked very good. He is going back into the game. As far as Evan Himes goes, we're going to have to wait and see. Robert?
All right, Marissa, good work. Evan Himes, 6 out of 8 from the field, leading all scorers with 14 points, but will not start the second half. Keep in mind, Siena's second leading scorer, Rob Poole, is not even in the building tonight. He is out with the flu. He averages about 13 a game. It'll be Brookins, Adu, Oliver, Silas, and Anasicki for Siena. Canisius will have the ball and counter with Washington, Barron, Manhertz, Josiah Heath, and Isaac Sosa. Check that, Jordan Heath, and Isaac Sosa.
Just an unlucky break for the Saints. They'll start off in 2-3 zone. That allowed them to get back into the game. They really struggled man-to-man defensively against the Griffs.
Canisius in the blue, Saints in the white. Washington fadeaway jumper is good.
Tough shot right there. Created a lot of space with the bounce. Able to bounce backwards, cover a lot of ground, and the athletic play by Washington to start the second half.
Averages 13 a game. He's got 9. Concerted effort to get to Anasicki, instead back out to Oliver. Rich Adu. Short jumper was blocked and a foul against Siena.
I think they're going to get OD Anasicki from behind with a push. Rich Adu with a nice baseline drive, but he went a little bit too far. Should have pulled up a little bit further away from the basket. May have been able to avoid that block shot. Nice aggressive play by the freshman, but another miss for the Saints.
OD's first foul of the game. Canisius offensively really a guard-oriented team. Their top 3 scorers, Sosa, Washington, and Barron, all guards. Don't get a lot offensively inside. 3-pointer. Air ball. And rebounded by Anasicki.
Good job of judging that shot by the senior.
Brookins. Shooting 21% from beyond the arc this year, misses there. Nice steal by Anasicki. Loose ball goes out of bounds to Siena.
Good long arm right there by OD, active at the defensive end. Turnover Griffs and Rakeem Brookins, like you mentioned, sometimes it's a bad thing making an early 3-point shot, because now Rakeem is going back to that well and it's a little bit dry.
Saints down 9. Coming up on 18 minutes left to go. Saints yet to get it within the arc. Brookins, tough fadeaway jumper, way off the mark. Rebound, Sosa. Billy Barron, 8 points so far tonight. Throws it out of bounds.
Tough pass right there because it was going away from the post player who's battling for position.
See Jim Barron, four-time Atlantic 10 Coach of the Year, previous coaching stops, as Brookins has his shot just rejected, but a foul. Barron started his career at St. Francis of Pennsylvania, went to St. Bonaventure, his alma mater, then Rhode Island, now here at Canisius, going for his 400th career win tonight.
Rakeem Brookins with the aggressive play, but again, a 2-on-1 break where the primary ball handler just takes it at the defender instead of possibly sharing that, attacking the defender, throwing an alley-oop, getting the crowd involved, bounce pass for a dunk. All the above didn't happen, and Rakeem Brookins misses the first foul shot.
Saints now 4 out of 9 from the line. Jordan Heath the foul, his second. See Rock's numbers tonight. 6 points. Saints pulled within 8. Sosa dumps it down low to Manhertz, who is fading away on his layup. Gets his own rebound, muscles it up, and draws the foul. I think it's going to be on Silas, and that would be his third. It is Emo Silas' third foul of the game. He will probably have to come out with 17-14 left. Davis Martins has not played tonight. Brett Bisping, a possible sub. Looks like they'll keep him in there.
And it's hard to blame Emo Silas on that one because that's a rebound that a guard has to come down with. That ball, a very poor shot. The first attempt by Manhertz, come off the rim hard, hits the floor. The guards have to get that rebound and help the big fellas.
Manhertz makes 1 out of 2. He's got 5 points. It's going to be a moving screen on Silas, and that's going to be his 4th. So the decision to keep Silas in the game backfires as he immediately picks up his 4th foul. He'll have to sit for the next 10 minutes at least, in all likelihood, as Davis Martins comes in. Martin's going to play here out of obligation. There's nobody else left besides him and Bisping.
Well, he's fresh.
17 minutes left to go. Canisius by 9. Travel.
I'd like to see that on replay. I'd like the jab step right there by Washington. Did he move the left foot after he jabbed? Not sure. That's what they think. But sometimes players just make such explosive, quick moves that it looks like a travel. I'm not saying it wasn't, but I'm not sure it was.
With Himes out with that eye injury for the moment, Rakeem Brookins will run the point the rest of the way. Almost stolen. Good hustle by Canisius. Billy Barron, the loose ball. Fires one to Sosa for a wide open 3. He got it.
Well, I know why Billy Barron leads the league in assists right there. Knew exactly where his teammates were. You love it when a point guard is always looking for spot-up shooters. Intelligent basketball right there by the junior transfer.
Biggest lead of the game for the Griffs, a dozen. Anasicki, quick spin move. Has the shot rejected and a foul.
I thought Manhertz had a good position, could have blocked that shot without trying to spike it, and instead he aggressively blocked it, and that'll put Anasicki on the line, where that's where all his points have come from this evening. He has 4 of 6 from the charity stripe.
Has attempted only 1 field goal in the game.
Officially.
But doing a good job from the line.
I say officially because he has been fouled 4 times on field goal attempts.
OD leads the country with 11 double-doubles. Also leads the nation in rebounding.
He is very proud of that double-double stat.
Davis Martins comes up with a loose ball for Siena.
Show of consistency and hard work, the double-double figure for OD Anasicki.
He'll get the ball in the low right block. Double team. Tough shot. Loose ball, Jordan Heath. Here come the Griffs, 2-on-2. Barron to a trailing Sosa. And they'll reset. Wide open, Manhertz. Hit the bottom of the backboard. Good defense recovery by Yanisicki, 3-on-1. Adu lays it up and in.
Good decision right there by Rakeem Brookins. The Saints haven't had many opportunities like that this season.
And Jordan Heath is hurt behind the play, and that'll lead us to a timeout. Canisius leads it by 9.
Free interest-bearing checking accounts, free debit cards, and completely free use of over 50,000 ATMs worldwide, plus pre-wards, which earn you cash back. Move your money to Trustco Bank.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
We know how much you enjoy the heart-pounding, thrill-seeking sensation of your day-to-day routine. But seriously, have you ever considered slowing down a little?
Tired of the same routine? Have we got a trip for you? Delicious dining, exciting entertainment, and thrilling gaming action at the Tropicana in Atlantic City. All for just $69. Enjoy round-trip transportation, hotel accommodations, and a casino bonus. These trips are going fast, so book yours today.
Yankee Trails World Travel. People with right connections.
Need a mortgage? No points, no PMI, no tax escrow, no broker fees, flexible lending options, and low mortgage rates.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tonight's assist of the game is brought to you by UHY LLP, the Capital Region's leading choice for professional tax and business consulting services. Not only is this a great pass, but when you're shooting this, you got to make this shot because it's such a momentum builder.
Well, it's also a great way to catch the ball if you're a perimeter shooter. You're catching it from the inside, stepping into the shot. Even though that's transition, a lot of times you catch it from the side. Great feed by Barron.
UHY LLP delivers professional tax and business consulting services with a commitment to your team. UHY experience the next level of service. Canisius leads it by 9. Now Jordan Heath just went to the bench holding his left elbow.
Was it his elbow or shoulder? That's a scary play because I've heard of several kids lately injuring their shoulder, like knocking it out of place from plays exactly like that. And he slapped the backboard aggressively. Still grabbing it on the bench.
Into the game, Josiah Heath, his younger brother.
Saints with 3 straight points.
Barron looking to end that mini run. Sosa. Stolen by Brookins. Rock, nifty spin move at midcourt.
OD will jog into the front court.
Gets the ball in the low block. A little bit further away this time.
And you can hear Jim Barron yelling, dig, every time OD has the ball.
Rich Adu couldn't get the roll on the 3. Brookins stole it again. Josiah Heath back on defense. Brookins is fouled.
Did a good job of giving up the uncontested layup by jumping into the defender and drawing the foul.
3rd foul on Josiah Heath, with his brother Jordan Heath on the bench being tended to. They had a 3-on-1 that Adu scored on about a minute or 2 ago, but they've really struggled in those sort of odd man rushes, to use a hockey term.
Well, the man with the basketball has held on to it. He's tried to make a play, and the defender's been able to stop him. A lot of times when you have numbers, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 3-on-2 even, you like to get several touches, or at least multiple touches. They've turned it over when they've had one guy try to make a play. Hasn't worked.
Brookins makes 1 of 2. Cuts the lead to 8.
4-0 run for the Saints.
Nice steal by Oliver.
Canisius starting to turn the ball over with great frequency.
3 in a row now. See if the Saints can take advantage.
Saints will run Kansas.
Martins. Barron the rebound. Not sure that's the shot the Saints want there. Barron turns on the Jets. High off the window and in.
Nice job of attacking Barron again, using his strength to go at the smaller Rakeem Brookins.
And the lead back up to 10 with 13:35 to go. Canisius has led throughout, trying to improve to 4-1 in the MAC. Saints looking for their first MAC win in 5 tries. Anasicki is fouled. Chris Manhertz his third.
OD, a very quick, strong move right there. Manhertz is a strong defender, and they're bringing in another strong defender to run bodies and try to wear down OD Anasicki.
Freddie Asprilla checks in. Get it in for Oliver. Shoots an awkward baseline jumper. Airmailed it. Washington the rebound. Man-to-man D here for Siena. Washington. Quick trigger on the 3, and it's out of bounds to the Saints. Brett Bisping into the game. Replacing Davis Martins. Reggie Groves checks in for Billy Barron.
OD Anasicki looks like he's going to have another Iron Man type effort.
Averaging 38 minutes a game this year.
Hey, if you're a player, you love playing. And he doesn't come out.
Under 13 minutes to go. Anasicki working his way to the basket. Josiah Heath the board. Heath gets his own rebound. Washington, the open 3, it's good. Harold Washington with 12.
Second chance points again for the Griffs. Not sure if that's fatigue or not, but the Saints right now not quick to the basketball at the defensive end.
Biggest lead of the game for Canisius, 13 points. Bisping, nice feed to Anasicki, who hits the layup.
Soft touch, a little bit of English on that first field goal of the game for the senior.
7 points for OD, cuts the lead down to 11. Under 12 minutes to go.
Canisius has some big bodies setting screens between the Heath brothers and Asprilla and Manhertz. Those are some big ball screens.
11-point lead for the Griffs to a timeout. Harold Washington was a preseason second-team All-MAC selection, and he leads Canisius tonight with 12 points.
And he has done it in a variety of ways, finishing around the 10, knocking down some three-point shots right there. Started off the second half with a nice little step-back move, creating some space with the dribble drive. And he's done a pretty good job defensively as well, guarding Rakeem Brookins.
Billy Barron with 7 assists to go along with 10 points and 5 rebounds. Washington with 12 points and 4 boards. Isaac Sosa with 11. Evan Himes with 14 points in just 18 minutes. He came out late in the first half with an eye injury. Does not appear that he will return. Rakeem Brookins with 7. Odi Anisiki has 7 as well.
Only 5 Saints have scored. 7 for Canisius. Billy Barron, 10 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Filling up the stat sheet.
2 steals as well. Saints trying to break the pressure. Canisius will pull it back. Brookins, elbow jumper. Nice job by Bisping knocking it out of bounds off of Sosa.
Another tough shot offensively for the Saints. It's either been a contested perimeter shot, a fadeaway perimeter shot. Nothing has come easy so far for the Saints.
Oliver the open 3. Buries it.
Saints run a set play off the out of bounds, and they get a shooter a shot. Ryan Oliver.
His first 3 points of the game.
First time in a long time he's been the beneficiary of his number being called for a play.
Sosa shoots it from 18 and scores.
Big time shot right there by Sosa. You want jump shooters to put the ball to the floor. Bisping did that, but Sosa good enough to make it off the one dribble bounce.
10:50 left to go. Canisius holding on to the lead by 10. They've maintained a comfortable advantage throughout most of this game. Adu almost turned it over and is fouled.
Thrown all around.
And now he's hurt. Josiah Heath just picked up his 4th foul of the game as Adu banged up his right hand in practice yesterday. Now appears to have re-aggravated that. He's holding his right hand right now, but he'll stay in there out of necessity. The Saints don't have any other guards.
Or toughness.
Boy, as Prela just hugging Odi Anisiki in a moment of affection there. That'll be his first foul, his 2nd foul of the game. Six fouls now against Canisius, so the Saints will shoot free throws the rest of the way. Oliver, another 3. Anisiki, the offensive rebound. Brookins gets it to Adu. Wild shot with 23 on the shot clock, and Washington the rebound.
Well, maybe he knows he's not coming out.
Bisping the board, and another foul against Canisius will put Siena at the free throw line.
Brett Bisping doing a good job hustling back, getting on the glass.
Now Josiah Heath is playing with 4 fouls and 10:08 left to go. Undoubtedly in part because his brother Jordan Heath appears to be injured. Now as Prela has 3 fouls as Evan Himes comes back in.
Leading scorer in the game, Evan Himes. Yeah, you can definitely see his eye is not right. Hopefully he looks out of his left eye when he shoots.
Yeah, his right eye, which he was poked in, definitely appears to be swollen. He's been icing it, but he's going to tough it out here.
Are you one-eye dominant?
Let's go over to Marissa.
Hey guys, yeah, that eye is swollen, and as you guys said, you can kind of see it from where we're all sitting. But Greg Dash, now the trainer, and the doctors for Siena checking him out. What they wanted to make sure was that he didn't have any double vision or blurry vision, and he doesn't, so that's why he was able to go back in the game, guys.
Saints 7 out of 15 from the free throw line now as Bisping misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
It seems every opportunity to score easy ones is so important for the Saints.
Another turnover by Canisius.
Keeping Siena in the game.
They're 14th. Billy Barron back in for Isaac Sosa. Past the midway point of the second half.
And that's a pass that has to be caught. But may have been a tough pass to see. I mean, that's a nice pass wraparound. but Esprilla may have had a tough time seeing it. Nonetheless, it's a turnover for Canisius. Very low-scoring game.
Inside, the good feed from Himes to Anasicki, who is fouled.
Once again, the Saints go to a set play, and they get a good look inside to O.D. Anasicki.
Fourth foul on Esprilla.
Picked up 3 in a hurry in the second half.
So Josiah Heath and Esprilla, 2 big guys for Canisius, playing with 4 fouls. Now, Manhurts has 3 fouls, as they're going to bring him and Jordan Heath back into the game.
Nice to have depth.
Anasicki will have 2 shots. It's 5 out of 8 tonight. So the 2 big guys, Josiah Heath and Esprilla, check out. Jordan Heath, Manhurts check in. Saints trying to make a push, whittle away at this 10-point advantage. It's down to 9 now. It's been 10 or 12 really for the entire second half for the most part. OD, 9 points. Saints down by 8 with 9:30 to go. Billy Barron running the show for the Griffs for his dad, Jim Barron. .12 on the shot clock. In the corner, Washington. Good defense by Siena. Groves. Long rebound, Brookins. Good stop there by the Saints. Evan Himes had 14 points early in that first half to Oliver. Good fight from Manhurts and Anasicki. .12 to shoot. Brookins drives to the basket, lays it up acrobatically and scores.
Nice athleticism, nice aggressiveness, nice catch. He didn't travel on the catch, puts the ball to the floor, eluding defenders. Rakeem Brookins, he is a scorer. He's not a shooter, he's a scorer. He did just that right there.
9 points for Rakeem, and the Saints pulled within 6. Canisius looking for an answer. 9-2 run for Siena. On the shot clock. Billy Barron, NBA 3. Rebound Himes. Under 8 to go. Saints down 6. 2-possession game. Almost a double dribble by Himes. Bisping the open 3. He got it! Brett Bisping makes it a 3-point game. His first 3 of the game, and it's 47-44.
7-0 run for the Saints. Got the crowd back into this. You like the way they push in transition right there. It may not have looked like a fast break, but the defense collapsed. That left the trailer wide open. This time it's Brett Bisping, who's capable of knocking down the 3-point shot. Big shot for the Saints.
See Brookins take the ball to the rack there. Athletic finish at the rim by Rakeem Brookins, and then Brett Bisping, the big 3 to ignite this crowd and pull the Saints within 3.
You love the fact there was no hesitation. He knew he was open, took a good rhythm shot, had the guts to step up and take it.
The rights to this broadcast have been granted by Siena College. Any rebroadcast or republication of this program without the consent of Time Warner Cable and Siena College is strictly prohibited. This program is a production of Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Another score from around the MAC. Niagara on the road beats St. Peter's 77-58. St. Peter's will come to town on Sunday. Saints on a 12-2 run now. 4 out of 7 from the field during that stretch. As this crowd is as alive it's been in probably 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, they like good basketball in the last few minutes. They've seen good basketball. If you remember how they've scored being aggressive off a half-court drive by Rakeem Brookins. And then a couple set plays where they got Oliver open off an out-of-bounds play for an open three at the top of the key, and then they ran a play where they got a post-to-post screen down low. O.D. Anasicki flashed to the ball. He missed the field goal, but made both foul shots. So they've gone to a few set plays to get themselves some points, and it's worked. Let's see if they stay with it.
There is a media timeout coming up at the next dead ball. Canisius just called that timeout. 7:40 left to go, 47-44. Griffs had taken their largest lead of the game at 13. Saints have outscored them 12-2 since then. Lob it down low, man hurts, and a foul. Timeout on the court with the Saints down by 3 from the Times Union Center in Albany.
Need a mortgage? No points, no PMI, no tax escrow, no broker fees, flexible lending options, and low mortgage rates.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
As the business world changes, it's comforting to know some things don't, like trust. At UHY, our clients depend on us for assuring credibility and integrity in their financial reporting. Our professionals can respond to client needs to any point on the globe. And as industries evolve, our accounting, tax, and consulting services anticipate needs, risks, and opportunities. Throughout, UHY's principles and commitment to quality client service will never go out of style. UHY, the tradition continues.
Free interest-bearing checking accounts, free debit cards, and completely free use of over 50,000 ATMs worldwide, plus pre-wards, which earn you cash back. Move your money to Trustco Bank.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Busy weekend for the Time Warner Cable Sports Channel crew. Coming up Sunday here at the Times Union Center. St. Peter's comes to town. They take on Siena at 2 o'clock on Sunday. St. Peter's got off to a good start this year. They've fallen off a little bit. Of late, they were picked last in the MAC in the preseason coaches poll, but they have played over expectations so far this year.
Coached by former Siena assistant coach John Dunn, Archbishop Malloy product, Ithaca College product.
And I'll go ahead and we want you to watch the game. It's Sunday at 2. Points will be at a premium.
Yes.
We're not saying that to deter you from watching the game. Let's just say there will be some great defense on display.
First team to 60 will do the unexpected.
Yes. That's coming up Sunday. That is part of a doubleheader with the women's team. The women will play Manhattan at noon.
Saints just 5 of 16 in the second half. Canisius 5 of 13, but they do have those 14 turnovers.
Almost a steal. Groves comes up with a loose ball. Washington, quick trigger 3. Rebounded by the Saints, O.D. Anasicki.
Good job, O.D. Strong hands, knocking that rebound out of Heath's hands. The 50-50 ball Siena seems to be coming up with right now. You love that as a coach, the hustle plays that make the difference.
Himes, Brookins, Oliver, Bisping, and Anasicki for Siena. Zone defense for the Griffs. 13 to shoot.
Saints need to attack through the high post, if anything, to make the defense collapse.
4 to shoot. Himes from 26. Buries it. We're tied. 17 for Evan Himes.
And once again, Evan Himes, we mentioned sometimes he doesn't need an offense. He just makes something out of nothing. And that's the second three-point field goal this game that the Saints have made something out of nothing. Rakeem Brookins in the first half, Evan Himes with that big bomb.
Ties the game at 47 with 15 on the shot clock here. Billy Barron, the 2. Oliver, the rebound. Saints' theme at home this year has been taking big leads and then losing the game. Maybe tonight they play from behind most of the game and win it.
Well, let's hope they have the legs to continue to make shots.
Himes with 17 to lead all scorers. Saints have tied it at 47. 10-0 run for Siena. 5:55 to go. Passing it around the perimeter. Evan Himes feeds it to Anasicki. 5 to shoot. Oliver mid-range jumper. And Manhurts the board.
Strong play to avoid the defender, but mid-range shot doesn't fall.
Griffs have missed their last 6 shots, although Billy Barron ends that with a score.
And Barron wants an and one, but he's getting away a little bit with that off arm. Breaks a 15-0 run for the Saints.
12 points for Barron. Saints have got to attack this zone. They continue to pass it around out top. Evan Himes jacks up another 3. He got it! Saints take the lead, 50-49. Evan Himes with 20.
Riding the Evan Himes wave. Streaky shooter, streaky scorer. Shooting a very high percentage tonight. Back-to-back, no offense needed threes by the sophomore.
8 out of 10 from the field. He's got 20. Washington, rebounded by Yanosicki. Saints take their first lead of the game. Himes has made 4 out of 5 from beyond the arc. 4.5 to go.
This crowd has been teased several times this season. Will they finally be rewarded for their faithfulness showing up?
5,986 on hand here tonight.
The reward, of course, would be a Siena victory.
Himes feeling it. Pulls up from the right elbow. Rebounded by Reggie Groves. Washington bounces it out to Barron. Washington wide open in the corner. 2 Griffs fight for the rebound, and Jordan Heath lays it in.
It's a great find in transition by Barron. Bisping had gone down at the offensive end, a little bit slow getting back, and that allowed Canisius the offensive board.
51-50, 3:45 to go.
Who else can step up and make a basket for the Saints?
Evan Himes has 20 of Siena's 50 points. Brookins left corner.
Short.
Rebounded by Washington. 3:20 remaining. Crunch time here at the Times Union Center. There is a timeout coming up at the next dead ball. Harold Washington kicks it out for a wide open. Reggie Groves 3. Out of bounds to Siena with just over 3 minutes to go. Canisius leads the Saints 51-50. Our MVP game changer is Evan Himes. He has been red hot.
He's been hot all game. 6 of 8 from the field in the first half. Checks in the second half, and he has hit shots that when an opposing coach sees it on the tape, you just shake your head, because you don't defend that. You just hope he misses.
MVP Game Changer, sponsored by MVP Healthcare, celebrating game changers in our community. Learn more at MVPGamechanger.com. Saints have played so many close games this year, and they've come up on the short end of most of those games. Trying to close one out here, down by a point.
Well, You can only go to the well on shots that Evan has made the past 2 times so often. Right now, this game comes down to execution. You never expect to hit shots like that consistently. He's done that twice in the past couple minutes. So right now, they need a good offensive set to get a bucket.
Himes, Oliver, Brookins, Bisping, and Anasicki. Lineup they've gone with during this run in the second half.
And Canisius is hoping that Siena will pass the ball around until there's limited time on the shot clock and then force up another deep shot. Right now, it looks like that's how it's going to go.
Oliver's open. Knocks down the 3.
Big shot by the freshman. I like the fact that there was no hesitation in that stroke. Ryan Oliver, a very capable three-point shooter.
16-4 run for the Saints has given them a 2-point lead, their biggest of the game, with 2:25 to go.
Oliver's second three-point field goal of the second half.
He's got 6 points. Canisius looking for an answer. Jordan Heath, a 3. Oh, Jordan Heath. Not what the Saints were expecting. He's got 5.
Yeah, that's a killer right there. Heath with back-to-back buckets. And that is his 13th three-point field goal of the season. So it's in the scouting report. The young man can shoot it from outside of 19-9.
Saints passing it around out top, down by a point with under 2 minutes left. Himes, a deep 3. Manhurts the rebound. Never got it within 25 feet that time with 1:40 left to go. Execution down the stretch. Which team will do it? Isaac Sosa's wide open. And Bisping the board. 1-point game.
Saints dodge a big bullet right there. Good ball movement again by Barron. And I just said 19-9. The three-point line's 20 feet 9 inches. Luckily, that 21-foot shot missed for the Saints gives them a chance. And this crowd holds their breath on every shot by an opposing team because Siena has been in this position so often this season. And they've just come up a little bit short late. Not sure if it's riding the same guys. This starting lineup for the Saints have really played a lot of minutes, in particular OG Anasicki, Rakeem Brookins. Those two have played almost the entire game.
Some of the close losses this season. Vermont and UMass both at home. Lost by a point. Lost to Ryder by 6. Lost to Iona by 4. All those games at home where the Saints are 0-6 this year. Looking to finally break through in front of their home crowd.
And Siena held leads late. It wasn't like they were down by 15 with 4 minutes to go and made a furious run. They actually had leads under 4 minutes, and they weren't able to close the deal.
Brookins will inbound the ball. Into the backcourt for Himes. 1:20 to go. Saints down by a point.
Griffs switch up to man-to-man defense.
Out of the timeout, they switch their defense. Brookins had the shot blocked, and he was fouled.
Wow, a lot of Griffs, a lot of blue jerseys don't like that call.
Jordan Heath, can't believe it, his 3rd.
Yeah, I like the decision by Rakeem Brookins. You know, he's coming into this game shooting 20% from the three-point line. Instead of taking the 3, he goes up for the dribble drive. And
that is a questionable call. Yeah. Brookins to the line for 2. Now 3 out of 5 from the free throw line tonight.
Sometimes you got to get a little bit lucky and catch some breaks. The Saints may have caught a 1-point break.
Ties the game at 54 with 1 minute to go. Barron, Manhurts, Sosa.
Saints go man-to-man themselves.
Heath and Washington. Barron blows away Himes, and a foul on Evan Himes. That will not put Canisius at the free throw line. It's only Siena's 5th foul of the half. 55 seconds left.
It will reset the shot clock. Well, the initial call was a block. May have been the right one. I think what the crowd wanted was Barron's ability to clear out Himes after the whistle. But you know what? That's just good physical basketball.
20-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Jordan Heath, a 3 for the lead. Manhurt's the rebound. Now only a 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock.
Saints a little flat-footed on that rebound.
Canisius can virtually hold it for the last shot in the tie game.
Saints have a foul to give, like you mentioned.
16 to shoot, 20 seconds left. Barron, Heath, Manhurt, Sosa, and Washington. Barron shoots a 3 for the lead. Rebounded by Oliver with 6 seconds left. 4 seconds left. Brookins into the front court. Brookins will take it to the basket. Shoot for the win. He got it! Rakeem Brookins wins the game for Siena. 57-54.
Rakeem Brookins, a 20% three-point field goal shooter. But you know what? Sometimes you have to test the mettle of someone, and that just shows a lot of heart by that young Philadelphia native. Big win for the Saints.
Breaks an 11-game losing streak. Rakeem Brookins plays the hero's role, hitting the three-pointer at the buzzer. They will check to make sure it was good. I thought he got it off in time.
I did as well, but we shall see.
They will take a look at the replay. Rakeem gets it away with 0.5 of a second left. Saints win 57-54 in thrilling fashion.
Big shot by a big player. Rakeem Brookins shows a lot of heart in how he plays, a lot of toughness. Sometimes you just need someone who's a little bit tougher than he is talented, and right there Rakeem Brookins hits a tough shot.
That is the second game-winning shot he's had this year. He beat Northern Kentucky with about 4 seconds left out in San Diego.
I love the fact that he looked at Mitch Bolagero, and Coach Bolagero coached him. He told him, get going.
Marissa Jacks has tonight's hero.
Yeah, we're here with Rakeem Brookins. Rock, I saw you look at the bench asking Coach if you wanted to take a timeout, and you just threw it up. What are you thinking there, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's still a shock to me right now. I mean, my momentum's still going, and I looked over at the bench. Coach said go, and I just looked up at the clock. It was 1.8 seconds left, and I just let it fly.
Rock, what does it feel like to get this win, break that 11-game losing streak? I talked to you earlier this week, and you knew you had to get it done.
Yeah, man, this win was a big win for us, man. Maybe it's a momentum shifter to go into the next game, man. Maybe we get some wins now.
How big is it to win against a team like Canisius coming in that was tied for first place and doing so well?
That is a great win. Like I said, Canisius was a great team. They gave us a run all the way to the end, but unfortunately a luck shot happened, so I'm happy and just going to get the next win.
Rock, you've hit some big shots in your career. Was that the biggest right there, you think?
Yes, that was the biggest. That was the biggest one.
Rakeem Brookins, congratulations. Great win, great win. Robert, let's send it back to you guys.
Marissa, thank you. Thrilling victory for the Saints, 57-54. Rakeem Brookins, the 3 at the buzzer to win it for Siena. Siena beats Canisius 57-54 on a three-pointer at the buzzer by Rakeem Brookins. A thrilling victory for the Saints. We're back here at the Times Union Center. Robert Lee, Tom Herter with you, and 5,986 on hand tonight. Won't soon forget this game.
Exciting finish, obviously, but boy, a big sigh of relief for this Siena team. That you could see the excitement on the players, and I'll tell you, to see some young guys work so hard like this Siena group has, went through a very tough losing streak. This is exactly what the doctor ordered, and this team needs a doctor. They've got a lot of injuries, but they had a lot of guys step up and make big plays in the second half.
We're going to take a look at the last play. Tommy, take us through the play.
Well, it was a miss by Canisius, and then Rakeem Brookins just advancing the basketball. I love the look to Mitch Bonagero, and Mitch shoving him forward, and Rakeem just, you know what, instinct takes over at that point. He'll call it lucky. I will call it skillful, because you have to have skill to hit a shot from that deep, fading away. And that young man just stepped up and hit the biggest shot of the season for this team.
And you saw Coach Bonagero showing off the vertical leap there, jumping and pulling his shirt out of his pants. He was so excited. Certainly everybody's felt the pressure of this losing streak. Feels great to get it off their back.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the pasta will go down a little bit easier tonight for Mitch Bonagero. But, no one lives and dies by these games more than a coaching staff. So the Siena coaches tonight on their home court get a big victory. First win in the MAC. First win in a long time, so they desperately needed it.
Let's take a look at the final stats from tonight's game. Saints shot the ball 41% to Canisius' 39, pretty even. Three-pointers, Canisius not as good as they usually are. Saints in advantage from the line. Griffs turned the ball over quite a bit, 14 times. Saints only 2 turnovers in that second half.
Griffs were at their average, and the Saints did a better job than their average. So the turnovers were a huge factor in this game, especially with a young backcourt. Himes was out a lot, Oliver Adu, Brookins handled the ball a lot for this team.
Saints rally from 13 down to win it at the buzzer. Plenty more to come on our broadcast. Marissa and Tom on the other side of a timeout with all the post-game interviews and analysis. Saints win it 57-54, and you saw it right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Need a mortgage? No points, no PMI, no tax escrow, no broker fees, flexible lending options, and low mortgage rates.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
National and Olympic soccer champion Abby Wambach is a game changer. But so is Tim. Tim runs his own small business. He chose MVP Healthcare for his employees. Strong, stable, and committed to this community. Offering quality plans and non-stop innovation. And the crowd goes wild. Game-changing plans for game-changing employers. Learn more at discovermvp.com.
Free interest-bearing checking accounts, free debit cards, and completely free use of over 50,000 ATMs worldwide, plus pre-wards, which earn you cash back. Move your money to Trustco Bank.
Your hometown bank, Trustco.
Commitment. Dedication.